Well, the icebreaker was actually at Mtwapa, and Raila Odinga has just wrapped it up with Kalonzo Musyoka. Of course, now beginning their day here in Mtwapa. From there, they're headed to Ganze, then to Kilifi. And there is another team of NASA that is, of course, led by Musalia Mudavadi and also Moses Wetangula, also traversing Gorofani and also Marafa area. And from there, they'll be culminating now in the final rally that will be held at Malindi. And that will be the rally that will be at around 4 p.m. And basically, it's an out-and-out approach for all these coalitions here. And of course, it's a scramble for the coast region here. We've seen NASA and Jubilee muscling for votes down here. And NASA having made this being the second day they're here. Yesterday, they were in parts of South Coast, specifically Kwale, Ukunda areas, of course, rallying voters. And what comes out poignantly, actually, is the fact that they are rallying their voters to turn out in huge numbers. Voter turnout was a huge issue in the last election here in the coast region. The coast region actually recording one of the lowest voter turnouts in the country. And some analysts have gone even ahead to argue that should had actually Raila Odinga rallied the coast region in the best way possible, perhaps he would have forced a runoff in the last election. And at this particular juncture, that is why perhaps it's making the biggest discussion right now. And there is a lot of cause really for people to turn out. They are talking of also a plot to guard their votes during the election so that they ensure that no vote actually goes to waste down here. Looking at the kind of campaigns that have been following here in the coast region, of course, not just NASA, but also Jubilee making their way here. There is a lot of interest here in the coast region. Coast region having been regarded as one of those regions that will actually offer the direction in which the presidential poll will be going. And that is why we are seeing a lot of focus trend down here in the coast region. We've had lots of local politics actually also playing out here. The governor of Mombasa, Hassan Ali Joho, and the governor of Kilifi, Amason Jeffa Kingi, have all been here also trying to drum up support for their sides actually, as of course the date beckons for the August 8 election. And a lot of focus, and of course we are still following for you the campaign trail on how things are panning out from here in Kilifi.
Francis, one final question. Coast is believed or perceived to be a NASA stronghold, as you've already said, but we've seen Jubilee making inroads. So is this a rally by the opposition meant to solidify the support of the coast? And for how long do we expect them to pitch camp there?
Well, they are winding up their tours of the coast region today. They began, of course, yesterday from Kwale, now in Kilifi County. But largely, it is a question of really trying to ensure that they hold firm grip of the coast region. Yes, City voted for them in the last election, but they still have a huge cost really to ensure that they basket this region. Jubilee, the inroads that Jubilee has been making here in the coast region, analysts and even residents here of the coast region will tell you that they cannot be written off. Looking at the kind of top leaders that they've managed to really amass and put them on their side, we've seen some top leaders, actually senators, governors, and even members of parliament crossing over from Jubilee, from rather NASA, from the opposition to now Jubilee's side. And those are inroads that you cannot really write off. But the biggest question has been whether these leaders are moving along with their voters. That has been the biggest question, and what actually will be tested on the August 8 elections. But largely, when you speak to supporters here of Jubilee, they'll tell you that yes, you're making a lot of ground and you're going to make a better mark than we made in the last election. And that is what, of course, Uhuru Kenyatta, the head of state and the presidential flag bearer of Jubilee, will trying really to sell down here. But NASA has, of course, rubbished off such claims, and they are saying that they are still holding and they're still commanding the region, and they're not going to let it, of course, be snatched away by the Jubilee coalition. And therefore, it's an approach really that both sides really are trying to ensure that coast region, they bag as many votes as they can, and that is why there is that scramble for the coast region. Of course, the test will be decided on the 8th of August, Yusuf.
The last question, perhaps. You've talked about, them talking about the land issue that